All right. Hello, everyone. This is Zach Workman bringing you another podcast. We're here with Quin Houff of Starcom Racing 00. Quin, how you doing?
Good. How about you guys? I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, we're all doing good. So, we got some questions to ask you. Firstly, what happened at Daytona, man? You had a rough couple weeks there. What was happening with the car?
Yeah, Daytona. I love that area, and I love Daytona Speedway, but it was not nice to us this year. We're off to a very unlucky starting out with the 500. We missed the first big one, had the rain delay, thought we were sitting in a good position. Just kind of abiding our time back there. I had some decent draft help actually back there, just biding our time, and all that debris was thrown on the track. I actually got smeared in the windshield with some of it, marked it up pretty bad, and I was hopeful that they all went over me and I didn't run over any, but unfortunately it cut a tire down and sent us straight into the fence ending our day early, which was very upsetting because the guys had a good piece. It was comfortable in the draft, and we had some guys that were going with us, so that's part of super speedway racing. Just when you think you're in a good spot, it'll bite you. So
right.
Heading to the road course and the next week, and I need road course experience. We got a lot of those on the slate this year, and had an unfortunate mechanical failure early, and due in my inexperience as well in that. So that's tough, but we got a great new deal this week to announce to everybody with 8-Ball chocolate whiskey coming on board, and our motto now is just kind of a reset. We're looking for some of that magic 8-ball luck heading into Homestead and start to hit our stride to show all the hard work that as a team we've put in this off season. And I know that's going to come, and I know this bad luck will get shaken soon enough.
Yeah. Pretty good. So to talk about the sponsorship, how is this, do you think, going to help you guys out this year with the total of 11 races partnership, and especially what do you think about that scheme?
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy how some of these things and the things God put in your path, because Paul Thomas and his team are based out of the West Coast, out of Southern California, and some of his guys over into Vegas, and I just happened to be out and see the product out on the West Coast Swing last year with some of my team, and one thing led to another. We got in contact with them, and Paul Thomas himself is a big motorsports enthusiast, which made it really easy, and we hit off the bat right away with personality, and we both agree with the visions that we have. He believes in hard work and being a grinder, grinding things out, working hard, and chasing your dreams, and that's what he's always done, and that's what he's doing with this 8-Ball chocolate whiskey brand, and he believed in the vision that I portrayed to him of what we're doing on the racetrack and off the racetrack, and for him to back us and support us in 11 races this year and bring a new sponsor to the sport is very refreshing as a driver, and refreshing to our team to have someone behind us like that. And I mean, who doesn't love the 8-Ball image? And I knew when we kind of got this deal going that the car was going to look awesome, and Ryan Daly, our designer, knocked it out of the park. It's going to be a lot of fun to run that car around the track, and also a lot of fun to get some swag out there for people to rep.
Absolutely, I agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah, so talking about, before we were talking about super speedway racing, we had this question about a couple podcasts ago. Me and him talked about it, but we wanted to ask a driver, would you do anything with this super speedway package? Do you think like the runs are too much, or is there anything would you tweak with this package?
Honestly, it's tough, and it's a position that I would ever want to be in NASCAR shoes on, and this package at Super Speedway Racing, I feel like it's pretty good. Obviously, the runs are pretty great, but we've adjusted it to where they're not quite as aggressive. But at Super Speedway Racing, that's just the product of pack racing. It really doesn't matter. I don't believe what you do. You're going to have to use the draft and be in a pack, and that energy is going to be created, and it's really just part of the product. I mean, you can sit here and nitpick whether it's the package or whether it's the drivers being too aggressive or throwing bad blocks. It comes with the beast, and I think it's something that makes it exciting. I mean, Daytona or Talladega and Daytona, the super speedway races are always unpredictable, and we know that heading into them. So That's just kind of the way I view it, and I enjoy that style of racing. It's very very stressful to say the least, but
Right.
it adds a lot into where a lot of people can get finishes in super speedway races that you can't necessarily do elsewhere. So that always adds a aspect of excitement in it too as well.
Right on, right on.
And then also on top of that, so we also brought this question up a while ago. We kind of discussed this between ourselves, but what would you like to see in the next gen cars that aren't currently in the cars now?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that are already coming to that car that I think a lot of people are liking what we're seeing. It's going to be a completely new car with the independent suspension in the rear, the sequential shifting, the all new chassis. You're going to have kind of a new sportier look, I feel like, to the cars with the rims as well and the tire change. So it's kind of hard to tell this early how the cars are going to react. I think these cars are going to be a lot more aggressive and faster on road courses. So, which obviously that's something that's bringing excitement right now, and I think that product will be good with the next gen car. The real unknown right now is how will that car compare to this gen's car on the ovals, and from the testing that's been done, it seems like there's some things you can't quite do with that car that you can with this car on the ovals. So it's just adds excitement to it. I mean, just like with the schedule, that they've shaken that up where it kind of felt like you were just in a routine, and a lot of these drivers had laps everywhere. But now we got some new tracks, some more road courses, some dirt thrown in there, and guys are forced to learn again. And that's what's exciting as a new driver to the Cup Series as well, is going into the next gen. That's going to be everywhere because you're going to have a new car to learn, and everybody's going to have that car to learn together. So I think it's a really good time for our sport, and the transition is going to be really well, and I hope there's a lot of excitement and new eyes on it.
Yep. Well, talking about schedule changes, what is one race you're looking forward to on this new schedule?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ones added on there. So, like I said, I'm not the biggest road course background guy, so I'm looking forward to going to more road courses. I'm looking forward to getting better at road courses, but I've also never done dirt. So obviously there's a lot of hype around the Bristol dirt race and a lot of speculation on how that's going to go. So I also don't have much dirt background either. And you're going to have some of us that don't and some of them that do, but no one really knows, A, how these cars are going to handle on dirt, and B, we didn't go to a dirt track. We put dirt on a, concrete track. So no one really knows how that track and that surface is going to go. So there's a lot of excitement in it. It's hard to pick one. I'm just really eager to go out there and get to experience all that this year, which is nice and refreshing to me as a driver as well. Because like I said earlier, a lot of these guys have been to these tracks, and some of them have been running laps on these tracks since I was a kid, and I've always had to be learning these past few years, and now to have them have to learn kind of at the rate I am at some of these new facilities, different style races, and heading into the new car, that's kind of good to me because I've been learning, and now these guys are going to be forced to get out of their comfort zone and learn as well, which they're going to learn, and they're going to do everything they can off the track to be prepared as well as I am, but it's still an exciting aspect.
So, being that you're on a smaller team and a one-car team at that, what are your goals for the season coming along?
Yeah, our goals are pretty broad. I have a lot of goals just week to week. Last year I was heading into a lot of these races only able to study what someone else was doing, whether that be data or watching the past race, because I hadn't been there yet. I hadn't done that yet. So now heading into 2021, being able to look back and compare what I did and what I need to do better, or what I did well, will help me out a lot. And also just having this second year with Starcom Racing and the experience together, just the notes that the guys have from what I liked and what I didn't like, and also the improvements we can make there. So I feel like just from those things alone, our improvement side of things on results and runs are going to be better. But each week I have a different kind of mindset as to what I feel like what we should have as results. So if I had to put a ballpark on it, I would say my goal would be to be in the top 30 every week. I feel like that's something that's achievable for us, and if we continue to knock those down each week in and out, I feel like the results as far as points and owners points will show as well there. So that's kind of the mindset I have going into Homestead and beyond.
Right. So I think we got one more question for you. This is the most important question. Who's your favorite driver growing up and why?
Yeah, this is a pretty common question, and it's kind of hard for me because, I didn't come from a racing background or family. I was just growing up watching racing as something to do with my dad after church on Sundays, and I always kind of followed his lead on that. Obviously, at a young age, Earnhardt Sr. Was the man for most people, and then he kind of when Dad transitioned to McMurray because of the breakout he had with the Coors Light car. And then the Virginia native Denny Hamlin as well. I've ended up racing around and with a lot of people that he grew up around out of Chesterfield, Virginia. So it was kind of neat to follow his career as well. But at a young age, at late model levels, I was able to see guys like Kyle Busch in person and the raw talent they had. And I had a lot of appreciation for how much talent they had and were able to jump in anything and make it go fast. So, as a driver now, I just really respect the raw talent each individual driver has each and every week as we watch what they're able to manipulate a car to do, which is pretty amazing.
Right on.
I actually do have one more question. So we heard the news about Alvin Kamara, a football player, who is now reaching out to NASCAR teams. What do you think about this? Like, how do you think this is going to help develop NASCAR in the future?
Yeah, I think it just adds excitement. NASCAR's done a good job with protocols and everything with the COVID at post-pandemic and getting us back early. And there's been a lot of new eyes on our sport. And obviously with these new teams jumping into the sport, you got Pitbull with Trackhouse, you got Michael Jordan with the 2311 deal. And that kind of encourages others to be like, oh, hey, like I might want to check this out. And it adds to the excitement. So to see other guys coming in, whether it be NFL players or whoever else, and starting to support our sport really means a lot. And I hope that it continues to make our outreach better and show that, we're creating a sport and a community that's available for all. It's not necessarily specific for one group of people. So, it was kind of neat to see that he jumped on board. They're just something as simple as a tweet, and that's the world we live in today. And it's pretty cool to see those things develop.
Right.
I agree.
Well, I know you're a busy man. You've been doing a lot of these interviews I've seen this week. But thanks to Quin Houff for coming along on our little podcast, sending the news out with his new sponsorship, 8 Ball Premium Chocolate Whiskey, starting this week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Good luck to you this race, and good luck for the rest of the season, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. And after that little pause, now we're back. It should just cut over pretty nicely. I don't know why my camera's not working, so we're just going to stare at this beautiful scheme from Quin Houff, Starcom Racing, 8 Ball Premium Chocolate Whiskey. They're going to be on for 11 races starting at Homestead. Be awesome partnership. But now we get to start the real podcast. Thanks to Quin Houff and everyone at Starcom for jumping on our little podcast. We're already having guests out here.
Absolutely wonderful experience already.
But now we get in the nitty gritty, the pure podcast, episode 4. We're going to be talking about Daytona road course. We're going to be answering some questions. Was Chase robbed of a win with that rain caution that there was no rain? And then our second question we're going to ask is, are 7 road courses too many? We're going to answer that, and then we're going to do our Homestead Preview with picks and dark horses and who to look for Miami. So we're going to start off with Daytona road course.
Yeah, let's just talk about some things that happened, some things that weren't so good. Starting off, we have the whole McDowell experience after what we saw at the 500 with a couple mistakes at the start and then eventually losing his tire, which I'm sure is not fun.
Right.
And then, I mean, at the start of that race, you know, it seemed like everything was going to go decently well. And then you see everything down from one of the front guys getting taken out to pretty much everything in the back going wrong. So, one of the front guys, Kyle Busch, had some early problems, which was kind of surprising to me.
Oh yeah, he I forgot who he got into, but he got into someone and then went into the grass past turn 2, I think. It kind of messed up his car, but he drove back up to 4th, and then he got knocked back during the race. And then I don't know what happened to the chicane. He either at a senior moment or something, he just started slamming into Chris Buescher. And then essentially, I think he finished like 34th or 35th. So it's not a good race for Kyle at all.
I do think after watching it back, he and another driver said that they were having problems with the turtles. They kept hitting the turtles.
Oh, that might have been something. Might have broke on that 18.
Yeah, it's very possible. Then we have next to Blaney and Chastain.
Yeah, we didn't get a good camera angle on it because I don't know what Fox has been doing this year. They're not catching a lot of, important crashes or anything like that. Blaney essentially just ran, it looked like he was doing a crossover to Chastain to go on the NASCAR oval, but he just runs into the back of him and just sends him into the wall.
Yep, just basically dumped him.
It was just I don't know. I don't even know what's happening. It was just Chastain just went around him, and then Blaney, I don't know, got on the gas too fast or something like that. And then we had the Kurt Busch go through the grass.
Oh yeah.
I went all the way back to 27th. Made his way up.
Of the Busch clash back then, huh?
Yeah, but
at least he didn't hit a wall though. That's definitely something good.
He made his way back up, so
Right.
give him that. And then to this day, Brad Keselowski is still locking up his tires.
Yep.
Just Jesus Christ. I don't know what.
Every single turn.
I think it was essentially every single turn.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Every time. It was like every corner he was just locking up his right front. I'm like, dude, come on. And then the man who stole it, Christopher Bell, first career victory on the road course, takes it from Chase.
Mm-hmm. That was a great drive by Christopher Bell, and then Logano thinking that Christopher Bell probably wasn't going to win that race. You thought he was going to mess up somewhere, and Logano was just going to go right by him, but nope. Bell kept his composure and kept it in there. Excellent drive by him.
Oh, he had the top 2 or 3 car, I think. I mean, Chase was the best car, but that rain caution, I say rain very loosely because it was a nice rainbow. That just fucked Chase, essentially.
That's another thing. Looking back on that, it was odd. Everybody said that there was rain coming down, and I believe the second section of the road, but
I think it was.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It was. I think it was oval too. They were saying was a little wet. Because I saw Hamlin talk to Pockrass about it, that it was a little wet. But from what I heard, the TV didn't really pick up on the rain. But
yeah, and then the drivers were saying that the conditions were fine. They could have kept going. And then that caution came out.
I mean, no one put on rain tires, so it wasn't that bad.
Right.
But yeah, Chase got robbed out of one. But he's got 6 more chances.
Right. He was looking fast the entire race. There's no doubting that. And then after the caution was over, when he got that little bump into the grass after, I believe Reddick was the first one to spin out, right?
Yeah, he
spun out into that poster.
Yeah, that sign, and then
But caught on fire.
Yeah.
And then it cut straight to Chase.
Yeah, going through the grass, all
Yeah.
crazy like that.
And then there was another caution that came out, and I believe that one was for Elliott, right? Or not?
No.
Was it for Elliott?
That was for Truex.
Oh, it was for Truex, right? And then Chase had to basically get everything off of the front of his car that he could while he was behind Denny, I believe. Right?
Mm-hmm. And then
basically everything that he could get off.
yeah, he was going for crossover, but Denny was already there, so he essentially spun himself out, finished like 21st or something. So our picks are not doing great, Brian.
No, not at all.
We're cursed on this pick. Our dark horses are doing better than our picks.
That is very true. Yes. Yep. And then AJ Allmendinger was another one. He was looking pretty quick.
I was actually, I know Colleague is essentially like a fourth RCR car, because Trackhouse would be like the third RCR team because they're out of their shop and stuff. Good drive by Suarez, especially after puking in his helmet.
Yeah.
He drove up to 16th. I think he was 34th in the last couple cautions. Drove his way up there. Good job, Suarez. And AJ was pretty fast on the road courses for Colleague. I didn't think they would be that fast. I thought they'd be a decent like top 15 team. But I mean, they're top 10.
Number 7. Yeah.
They're flirting with that top 5.
Yep.
They're gonna have some speed. So.
And I mean, for everything that happened to McDowell at the beginning, I mean, he still finished 8th, so that wasn't bad for him.
Oh yeah, great run for him. And then Priest with the 9th.
Oh yeah.
2 straight top 10s. Starting off his season, still uncharted. Still is not going to run all the races. And then Bowman sneaks in the top 10. Bowman was surprisingly slow. Like, he should be more competitive usually on the road courses, but he snuck his way for a top 10. So, that was...
And you brought up my dark horse, Priest.
Yeah, Priest was 9th, and both our guys, Chase Elliott would have had this race.
Unfortunate events, yeah. Nothing you can really say about that.
Well, we can't say for sure he could have had it, because maybe he locks up or something. Like, something could have happened, but...
Anything could have happened.
Right. Maybe it was Fox calling down, like, conspiracy theory. Tinfoil hat time. Fox called down and was like, Chase Elliott's going to win this race too good. We're going to call a rain caution here because there's a rainbow. That's what the Fox people were calling it down for.
Yep. But all in all, it was a pretty decent race for road course.
Yeah, I was leaning towards 70 with this road course because it was a pretty good road course. I know Chase Elliott took off, but there's a lot of mid-pack battles that were pretty good. But kind of the chaos at the end knocked it down a couple points. So I think this race, I'm going to give it a 65 out of 100. Above average race. Solid race altogether. No complaints, really, except for that rainbow caution. But that's what I thought about it.
I had it at a 60. I mean, there was definitely nothing wrong with that race. It was definitely an enjoyable race to watch, but I just, like you said, I don't see it as a 70 or really higher because there wasn't really that much to watch nearing the end.
Right, it was just chaos. I mean,
the one fun thing to watch though was that battle between the 20 and the 22. That was definitely a fun battle to watch.
I still like how Logano just blocks no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, just throwing dirty blocks everywhere.
Did it to Keselowski.
Oh yeah, with the 500. But
yeah.
I wonder if they're still mad. Did they talk? I thought.
Yeah, I think they talked, and before the race, they came out with something saying that they weren't mad at each other and there were no hard feelings. It's just racing.
Yeah, so hopefully they, make up. Well, maybe if Joey throws another bad block, Brad's just gonna TKO him out the race.
It's very possible.
Well, after that, I think should answer the question: was Chase robbed of the win with the rainbow caution? Do you think?
And the term rainbow caution, I think, is perfect. I personally do believe that Chase was robbed. I can't say that it's anybody's fault. You know, they're just trying to be cautious. It was supposed to be a beautiful day. Sun was out, maybe a couple clouds, and then you randomly just see rain start falling. You got to call something. But I definitely think that Chase would have won the race in the end if it wasn't for that rainbow caution.
Yeah, I mean, we're calling it. It was a rainbow caution.
Yeah.
And they weren't slipping and sliding out there too bad. If they were, then I could see it. But
I mean, you ask the drivers, and they were all saying that the track was perfectly fine. They were confused why there was a caution there. Nobody even took rain tires because it wasn't a threat. So you would just think that maybe they would have let that continue, but again, you know, they were just trying to play it safe and let everything go as is.
True. So, well, we answered the rainbow caution. Now, do we think 7 road courses are too many? Is it too little? Is it just right? Or, like, what are we thinking on the 7 road courses? Let's kind of pick your brain here.
I'm thinking it's probably the perfect amount. If not, maybe that should just be 5 instead of 7, because 7's such an odd number.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with there being that many road courses. It brings diversity into NASCAR in terms of what courses they drive all year.
Right.
And as Quinn said earlier, it kind of helps those drivers that are less experienced with road courses get more familiar, rather than just being like, okay, we're gonna race Daytona road course and that's it. You're not gonna race another one this year.
Right.
And then I mean, nobody has practice. You're gonna go out and you're gonna watch this race. Everybody's just gonna start crashing in turn 1. It's just not gonna be fun.
Yeah. I think 7's a good number because I like the Daytona road course. I think it should stay. Charlotte Roval is always good. Watkins Glen and Sonoma is always good. I would keep those 4. Coda, we will see.
Coda's gonna be fun this year.
We're gonna see with stock cars. I'm gonna leave my mind open. I'm not gonna, if we could, I want to head down to that track. That'd be awesome.
That would be insanely amazing.
And then we have Road America. Road America always produces great Xfinity races.
Yes.
So hopefully that would be a good race for the Cup Series. I don't see why they wouldn't. And then we have what's the last one? It was just in my head. I can't think of it. Why can't I think of it? Oh, Indianapolis road course.
Mm.
So that's gonna be interesting with the Cup cars. They ran it with Xfinity last year. It was a pretty good race. So I guess I'm gonna keep my mind open. You know, we used to only had 2, and then the Charlotte Roval came on, and we're like, whoa, 3, and now we got 7. But it kind of breaks up the schedule a little bit. Like, we don't have all those mile and a halves. Like, I mean, let's be real. Who's sad about Kentucky leaving? Like, I know maybe people in Kentucky wanted that race, and, it's sad to lose a race. But that reconfigured Kentucky is awful. It's god-awful. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to bring a lot of fun with there being so many road courses. I mean, you won't have the same people winning all the time either. So you're going to, as you can already tell, I bet 90% of NASCAR fans have already had their playoff predictions botched.
100%.
There's just, I mean, personally, I don't think there's any way you could have expected Michael McDowell and Christopher Bell to be the first 2 to win the season.
Right. I mean, you can have an argument for Chris Bell. Like, he could have been there, like, fighting for a playoff spot. But
right.
If anyone chose McDowell for their 16, I'm going to hand you a lottery ticket. Like, I don't know how you could have predicted that. I don't think anyone really predicted that. I mean, I knew I call him a dark horse, but I wasn't out here like, he's going to win the 500.
Right.
Like that's still insane, but
our dark horses are mainly just people to watch, not people we think are just going to be number 1 in the race.
Well, we just start picking dark horses because apparently we're better at that than real choices.
Let's start putting the points for dark horses instead of winners. Oh man, but I mean, an eventful race. It's going to be an eventful year on that note.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should go into Homestead, pick our Homestead preview. We're just moving along in this podcast.
Yep, this is a fast episode.
Hey, quick and easy, man.
Right. So, for who I think is going to be the winner, I almost took a boring route and said Denny. I mean, it's a fast car. But I kind of want to see Kevin Harvick win one this year. As I said to you before the season even started, I want to see Harvick win his championship just one more time, you know? I just
could happen.
want to see him go on to the playoffs, and kind of like what I wanted with Jimmy before he ended up retiring. I wanted 7-time to be 8-time.
I mean, could happen.
It very well could, yeah. I think he's a little bit better at the short tracks, though, as from what I seen last year. But
yeah, I mean, I think didn't he win last year? I think he won last year.
I believe Denny did last year.
Oh, you're choosing Harvick, right?
Yeah, I'm choosing Harvick.
Okay. You got any dark horses to look out for, or?
This is going to be a little bit of a surprising one. I kind of wanted Cole Custer, another second year, to be...
Cold custard?
Cold Custer. No, Cole Custer, I want him to be my dark horse this week. I think he's starting in 10th. That's a very good position. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't drop back much. If he does, that's going to be a little bit on the rough side. But no, I think he has pretty good potential here.
I mean, he could. I'm gonna give. Well, I know I did a bold prediction on how Kyle Larson was gonna win a race. He wasn't gonna win a race until the playoffs. But I don't know. I got a feeling he's been running quick these last couple races, so I'm gonna pick Kyle Larson to win at Homestead.
Oh boy!
In the 5 machine. And then
that's a solid pick, too.
We got a dark horse.
Okay.
He ran really good last year.
Oh boy.
He drives a single-digit car. Drives for a nice Chevy team. RCR Tyler Reddick. Say he's going to be a dark horse. He's going to run that high line, baby. That Larson line.
You know what's funny? I almost picked him as my dark horse, too. We didn't even talk about this before. I was looking at that 8 car and how he ran in the 500, and I was like, pretty good potential. I mean, he was doing pretty good all last year too.
Right. Yeah, he's fast at Homestead.
Yeah. So that's definitely going to be one to watch.
Yeah, I think him and Larson are good picks, and then Hamlin's going to be up there, and then probably a Harvick or something too. So.
I almost went on the road of saying William Byron was going to be my dark horse too.
William Byron?
William
Byron?
I think he's going to make up a couple positions.
Willie B. I'm sorry.
You're all right. I'm going to keep Cole as my dark horse.
Those Miami picks. That was quick and easy. This race, it's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't really much to talk about the road course. I mean, everything that we went over was pretty much all that happened.
Yeah, we could cover a little bit of news at the end too as well.
Okay.
So, you know him as an NBC announcer, but he used to be a crew chief for Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Steve Letarte will crew chief Corey LaJoie on Sunday at Homestead. Letarte is a team consultant. I guess their crew chief, Ryan Sparks, and 2 other members are sidelined because of COVID. So Steve Letarte returns to the crew chiefing. First time crew chief since 2014.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch, especially with Corey LaJoy.
Yeah, we'll see what that Spire Motorsports car has.
Starting 25th, maybe. Hey, maybe he can be in top 15.
Yeah, maybe he can have a nice run. We'll see. And he didn't have the greatest road course run, but he's not really good at road courses, so maybe he'll get better. And then Bristol is going to have heat races. Start off the dirt weekend with the trucks and Cup Series, so that'll be interesting.
That'll be fun.
See how they do on the dirt. It's going to be weird. Seeing those Cup cars just slide around in the dirt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we saw how it was with the Busch Clash on the dirt. I mean, it wasn't fully dirt, obviously.
Yeah.
There was just a little bit of dirt on that track, and it kept sliding cars out. I mean,
well, they ran out of door like the trucks, so they'll just get like the right tire and all the right equipment and stuff. So
Busch is being qualifying for this race.
Oh yeah.
No, but I guess it's gonna be really fun to see how everything goes with these cars and being on dirt. It's gonna be fun to watch.
That is definitely gonna be interesting to watch. Must-see event.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we can bring the podcast on a go. And go
you never know.
Go do Racing Bros NASCAR podcast unseen.
We'd have to do it live there.
Doing it live. Yeah, we could do that.
And then on top of that, we can also bring up the Eric Jones news, right?
Oh, with the new sponsorship?
Yep, the new sponsorship.
Yeah.
That actually not bad looking scheme.
Yeah, he's got Tide in Food City for the Bristol Dirt Race, so that's kind of ironic that Tide would sponsor a dirt race, because dirty.
Yeah, right. Maybe they did it on purpose and we just don't know.
They probably, I would assume so.
Yeah.
Just pulling up it on screen right now, the Tide ride. Nice orange, and, had to have the petty swoops. Then petty blue with it. It's a nice overall scheme. A lot better than Ricky Stenhouse, but we don't talk about it.
I was going to say, then we have the other Tide going on Homestead this weekend.
Yeah, we don't talk about that scheme because that scheme is the antichrist of this podcast.
Yeah.
Nothing against Kroger, just that scheme is gives me nightmares. But well, I think that's all we wanted to really hit, to be honest.
Quick and easy.
Pretty quick podcast, but we just wanted at the end to thank everyone for listening for us.
Very much.
When we started this, we honestly thought we'd get like 3 people.
Right.
But now we have over like 50 downloads. And that's insane because, like, who are you people? Centennial, Colorado. Lamont, California, we're calling you out. But
we definitely appreciate it. I mean, we didn't think that this would really amount to anything, especially this quick.
Yeah, I know. We already had a driver interview.
Right, yeah. And, they contacted us, and I just... Obviously, you're going to freak out, 3 episodes in, this is literally the 4th episode for us.
Yeah.
And,
how did they find us? And they, send SOS signals? And it was like, oh, them. Or did they just look at, who has NASCAR in their podcast? Or, we're going to email them, that guy, him. But
hey, but even at that rate, we got a driver on the podcast within 4 episodes, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
Well, now we got to be on a NASCAR team in 4 episodes, Brian. This is the fast track to success, baby.
Yeah, we got 4 more episodes to be able to do that.
Yeah, if not, just ending it all. I'm just kidding.
There's no more episodes after episode 8. It's just over.
Yeah, it's a hard cut. Episode 8 done. I'm just gonna send like a video of us digging a hole and then throwing the Racing Bros NASCAR podcast into a casket and then putting the dirt back over the hole, and we'll just say bye. No context whatsoever. That's episode 9. But no, we just really wanted to thank everyone for listening. We're going to be bringing you more NASCAR weekly podcast. I know that's
do as much as we can, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to bring you NASCAR content. And we already have an interview up, so hopefully you guys stick around for the next year of your lives of NASCAR content. Every week, man.
Hey, and maybe as we grow, we can get more drivers onto the podcast. You never know.
No, we'll be in a car.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be in a car interviewing the driver.
We'll ride shotgun. Stage 2, win Clint's money, and then watch Racing Bros NASCAR podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna take over for Jeff and Clint here shortly.
Yeah, they're bums. They're old.
We're gonna be up there with Mike.
Yeah, us and Mike Joy. If Mike Joy ever came on, oh my God.
Oh, that would be I don't even know.
Well, first we gotta send him an email how to use Zoom, and then I'm just kidding. I'm sure Mike Joy knows how to use Zoom, or I hope.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well,
but I mean, honestly, we really thank you guys for coming along and giving us so much hope.
yeah, we're incredibly thankful for everyone listening. We're also gonna plug social media stuff. I don't feel like saying all their names, so just look up Racing Bros NASCAR on Twitter, and then you could find us through there, and go through all the social links. But we'll promote that next episode. I'll have all the links written down, all professional, so then you can figure out where to find us and start your own little community, I guess.
And also, for those who don't know, Zach posts all of these podcasts to his YouTube, in case anybody wants to go and watch them instead of just listening to them as a podcast.
I do. Good plug. I didn't even like give you a toss for that. Like, you just spiked it over the net.
Yeah. Hey, I was on there, so why not, right?
Well, yeah, just look up Zach Workman on YouTube, and you'll find all the podcast episodes. So.
And if you really enjoy NASCAR as well, Zach does stream on Twitch.
I do. Wow, all the plugs for me. I love it.
Yeah. Well, my Twitch isn't really NASCAR related, so.
Well, yeah, we do Twitch streams, just some fun plays. I usually do some iRacing content. That is twitch.tv/Zach Workman9. Zach with the H. Some people get confused with the K. I don't deal with the K. I just deal with the H. I thought it would be simple when I was younger, but it wasn't. So now I gotta stick with it. But I think that's all for us on episode 4 of Racing Bros NASCAR podcast. I've been your host, Zach Workman, with my co-host, Brian Velez. Thank you to Starcoms Racing Quin Houff for joining us this episode. Wish him the best for the rest of the season, and we will see you guys next Wednesday to talk about Homestead.
Homestead.
We'll see you guys later.
See you.